Session 2 of Day 4 of the 2025 Australian Open about to get underway. Well, it is underway now. We've missed the first couple of bowls just because I think players were sort of getting ready and then we were caught scrambling as well. But Val Furbo here with you alongside Troy Corber for the clash between Alan Falkner and Carmen Anderson up against Lynn Martin and Sonja Churton, both of the Burnside Bowling Club in New Zealand. Looking forward to this contest. Troy, welcome.
Thank you, Val. Looking forward to this one. Bit of international flavour to this one. So,
not one of them born here.
No.
Norfolk Island, of course, is an Australian territory. That's where Carmen Anderson hails from. Plays for Cabramatta in New South Wales. But she is a world champion, Troy. And we'll get some trivia a little bit later on. But Carmen with the duo colour, red and black, or orange and black bowls. Both XGs for her and Alan Falkner. Alan's got the Sydney Swans red and white bowls. And the purple bowls for Sonja Churton. And the green or aqua teal bowls of Lynn Martin.
Carmen with that familiar hunt after the bowl. If anyone's watched Carmen over the years, she hunts them down, and rightly so here. Look at this. Lovely bowl.
Full name, Carmelita. Nickname, Carmen. And don't look at my computer, Troy.
Oh, come on.
Stop looking. Stop cheating. So Alan's just walked past and said, Troy, you mentioned stuff about a wrong bias before, telling me not to do one, but my stickers are wrong, so it could actually happen. Let's hope that it doesn't.
I hope Ellen knows it wasn't me that mucked around with the stickers.
So who did Carmen Anderson defeat, Troy, to win her World Bowls Championship singles title in 1996.
In 96, where was it played?
It was in Leamington Spa.
In 96. Gee.
Also won a Com Games gold medal in 1986, this woman.
Com Games in 86. Okay. Australian?
No, English.
Ooh, English.
Last name very appropriate for the sport of bowls. Ellen and Carmen holding 4 already. Won their first match 22-7. Both of these two teams did get victories early on today. If you give up, I can give you the answer, Troy.
Well, I know the answer. I'm just giving the viewers a chance to type into the comments. No cheating at home either. No using Google.
Might have to get Carmen to stand off the centre line if possible. Yeah, we might have to word her up. Just to let her know that she's being streamed because she's smack bang on that.
Lynn, good one coming in. Falling just short.
So Alan Falkner, world champion, Com Games gold medalist, has an MBE, was presented to her by Prince William. It's coming in fairly nicely too for Alan Falkner. Sydney Swans might not be doing too well, but these bowls are. So 1, how many is it going to be in the end? We're going to measure for the second. So that answer to the trivia question, Wendy Line was who Carmen Anderson defeated.
There you go.
So 2 it is to Alan Falkner and Carmen Anderson to start proceedings here.
Sonja and Lynn mentioned the Burnside crew are all watching back in the clubhouse. The land of the long white cloud. Hello to everyone at Burnside watching on.
What a wonderful club it is. Absolutely brilliant. Burnside pairs, which Australia sends 4 teams to every year. It's played every January. I know the players absolutely adore the chance to get out there. Put on the green and gold.
It's great development for our players, isn't it? Because the greens in NZ do play a lot different to ours here. Traditionally run very quick at times, the Kiwi greens. Carmen finding her weight early. Certainly a talented player, Carmen. She's to be at the level she's been at for so long. Such a competitor. If you're going to beat Carmen Anderson, she's not going to give it to you. You've got to come out and bring your A game.
Certainly do. So it's a 2 to the World Championship winning combination and finalists from 2023, where they led Natasha Van Eldik and Genevieve Delves for an extended period of time. Just couldn't get the job done in the end.
So the other thing, of course, Val, this being our marquee session, the girls have got a lot to live up to here, because we have had, every day, we have had an absolute belter in the second session.
You're exactly right. I think we've had 3 days of singles play. The biggest margin has been a 21-17, which is quite impressive.
Sonja will be happy with that last bowl. She sprayed a couple, just finding her way in that first end. And she's pulled it back now and taken shot. And Carmen's creeping up, but she's going to hold shot. So nice little opportunity here to get a couple in the head for her skipper.
So a lot of quality.
Taking a good amount of grass out there. That's a really good bowl. Look at this. Excellent bowling, Sonja Churton.
We do have to be very careful with what we say about Ellen Falkner today when she's out there, because she's our human resources boss at Bowls Australia.
Does a great job, Ellen. So lucky to have her involved in our sport in Australia. Stolen her off the English.
Yep. Where she won 3 Commonwealth Games gold medals, 1 World Championship gold medal, and then 3 singles titles at Potters. Very impressive to win there. Still don't like how they call it the World Bowls Championship or World Rankings, because if the world revolves around 3 different countries, then that's okay. But I think we need to change the wording.
Sounds like something the Americans would do. There.
I loved what Noah Lyles said. World champion of what?
Lynn needs to be careful not to drag this too far.
It's okay, I think, or maybe not. Carmen Anderson just having a chat.
I don't reckon Ellen will be short of this.
1 down.
Yeah, Ellen won't be short of this. They've got 2 seconds, or second and fourth. This is Ellen's first look at the running speed. She hasn't overplayed it, and that's probably why she just ducks under the head a little. See there, Sonja asking her to come out wide, taking plenty of grass on this ditch side. Most grass we've seen since the Australian Open started. Both of these ladies are bowling with optimism, so they will get good turn out of this hand. We've got a breeze pushing them across the head as well. That's not the worst home.
Yeah, we'll have the word coming up. We do apologise, ladies and gentlemen. She's just standing in the centre line.
Let's just politely let her know that.
Yep.
Remind her.
Ah, perfect. Well done, Els. So 2 shots to 0 to start proceedings here. The 2 World Championships winning superstars. And Carmen Anderson has passed that baton on in Norfolk Island to Shea Wilson, who made the semi-finals at the Commonwealth Games. I believe it was the semis in Birmingham.
Just can't quite get a clear run there, Ellen. That was tracking pretty nicely. Need to be a little careful here because the Jackie onto the mint bowl does push the kitty out sideways if she overplays this weight too much, and it is swooping on this hand. Any contact could be disastrous. But she's going to pass wide. She's taken good grass there, so they're on the board.
They are. 2-1 after 2 ends here, and Norfolk Island was represented in the semi-finals of the women's singles at the Com Games 3 years ago now. It feels like yesterday that we were over there in Birmingham watching Ellen Fyfe make history with 2 gold medals, but Shea Wilson led Ellen for a lot of that contest, and Els was able to come out over the top and win that 21-17, and Shea ended up going down to Ziti Zelina Ahmad, who is playing here at 21-10 in the bronze medal playoff. So, very, very good pedigree in the Norfolk Island. And in the women's pairs, we saw Carmen and Shea finish equal top in their section underneath Malaysia, going down to Australia in the quarterfinals. So Ellen Fyfe and Christina Van Nierop. So they've both gotten married and both changed their last names since that Com Games gold medal, but 1912 that was to Australia. But Carmen and Shea were in front for a bit of that at the start as well. And the Australians got over the top of the Malaysians and then beat Sophie Tolchard and Amy Farrow in one of the all-time great bowls matches, if not the best bowls match that I've ever witnessed.
Well, the clinching shot in that match is still one of the best bowls I reckon I've seen.
But the whole match, the narrative of it, 12-3 down the Aussies, and they come back, lead at 16-12 by picking up a 4. They drop a 4, hold game in the final, and Amy Farrow manages to save it. And then the English controlled the entirety of that extra 19th end, and Ellen Fyfe was able to kill it. And you never hear a vocal on the rink, but as soon as I heard her say Chrissy, I knew she was close. As did the rest of the bowling world.
So good starter from Carmen. She's only got a couple of feet to improve. She's gone a little bit over, but she stays on board. I think we'll find that bowl's just hiding in the shadow, but it is still in play. And isn't this great, Val? We've got another lefty.
Yes. And what I love about this is that Carmen is all smiles. Both of them are. She's making Sonja Churton laugh a little bit out there. She's a character, Carmen Anderson, that's for sure. Finalist here with Els 2 years ago, as we said.
Trink is on the ditch side, is taking great grass. It almost feels like you could take as much as you want and it's still going to come back to the line out there this afternoon.
Carmen Anderson, this is looking pretty good. Lovely. Absolutely lovely. She is a character.
She just gave us a little smile on her way past, as if to say, did you get that one on camera?
Oh, no, we got it all, Carmen, don't you worry. It's Ellen Falkner and Lynn Martin make their way down. Great to have your company wherever you're watching from around the world. And we do apologise, Carmen. Just standing in front of the cameras once more.
Just running through there. It's a nice head to play too for Ellen here. She's got a nice channel there to draw in between the opposition bowl and the front bowl. Finds some space in there. If she gets a sit here, it'll be even nicer. Look at this. So 3 with no target. And Lynn's a lefty as well. So there you go.
Lefties. They've come over here with a few members from the Burnside Bowling Club. It is one of the great clubs in New Zealand, as we've spoken about. Definitely should be on the bucket list if you are a bowler to get over there. Truly is one of the more picturesque clubs out there.
The girls said they're part of a big posse of them here.
Yep.
They're all staying together. I think they've been asked by the Gold Coast Party precinct to just let them know where they're going to be each night, just so they can keep an eye on them.
What are you insinuating, Troy?
Oh, they like to enjoy themselves, and rightly so.
When you're over here in June, it's pretty easy to enjoy yourself. Having said that, I am quite cold.
Well, I'm lucky. I've got the spot on the side of the desk here, and I'm in full sun at the moment, and it's actually quite nice. Fortunately, this looks like it's going to go a long way away from the head. Zipping through there. Green running a good 15 seconds. But as mentioned, the wider hand, it's finishing more like an 18-second green. Three taken out, and I think that's the confirmed number, 3. For the Anderson-Falkner combination.
Yeah, very good start for them. 5-1 after just the 3 ends.
I believe they had a good win in their first sectional game as well.
They did. I'll bring you the scores. They defeated, well, there we go. They're updated. In bowling, they defeated Kay Wallace of New Zealand and Teresa Smedley of Queensland at 22-7. And Sonja Churton and Lynn Martin defeated Frances Richards and Valerie Munro 18-12. So both of them are the 2 winners. But you would favour Els and Carmen just because of what they have done on the global stage.
With the utmost respect to the New Zealand pair, it would be the biggest upset of the tournament so far. We've had a couple. We mentioned earlier. Yeah, Gary Kelly going out, Cole Healy going out of the singles competition.
Also on this rink, we've got Taylor Bruce and Jessie Cattell. Finalists from last year. So the last 2 runners-up in the women's pairs are playing on this very green. It's the beauty of this tournament.
Hasn't Jessie taken all before with the move from Queensland to New South Wales? She's just come on leaps and bounds. Always been very dedicated to a game and improving it. but she's really taken it to the next level since she's moved to New South.
Won the Australian singles title in 2023, Jessie Cattell, and almost in a bit of a power couple with Carl Healy. He's a good man, is Carl. Unfortunately, didn't get himself through the singles, but he'll be back for more in the fours and the pairs. Won the fours last year as the skip.
So interesting early here. Both Carmen and Ellen are playing the tighter hand inside of the green. New Zealand ladies playing on the wider hand.
We have changed direction as well, we must add. I don't know if we touched on it before, but we have gone from the east-west to north-south.
I think she's got a good line on this, but just still struggling a little with that weight. As you can see, they're ripping home beautifully.
Mm. And you don't tend to see that much on a ditch rink, but that just shows how good these greens are.
So still lots of room here for both players to make an impact on this end. Carmen gets first try. Tracking well, but looking a little overweight. So opportunity now for Sonja.
Elle's really enjoying herself out there. She hasn't taken the smile off her face at all. Such a positive person.
Haven't had the pleasure of playing a game with her yet, but I imagine she would be wonderful to play with.
I think you live like 2 minutes away.
Yeah, we've organised to be roll-up buddies, so I might learn a thing or two.
And that's the thing, you can flex when you work for Bowls Australia. You've got the likes of Alan Falkner, Karen Murphy, Gary Willis, Lindsay Clark, all in the staff. Beck Van Ash. You just learn so much.
And Connor Munnings, of course.
And Connor.
We're still to work out what we're learning from him, but I'm sure we'll learn something. Oh, and Val Febber.
Yeah, thanks, Troy. You don't want to be learning much from me. I can teach you about media stuff, but that's about it.
Well, I was going to say I haven't done great amounts of commentary in the lead-up. I've done a little bit, so I've really enjoyed the opportunity to not just commentate live, but see what goes into things behind the scenes, preparation and setup, and it's been a great experience. I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
It is a little harder when you have, like, obviously doing other sports and tennis and footy, you can get previous results, but it is harder with bowls when you are commentating people that you've never met before or never seen before. Obviously, Els and Carmen, there's a hell of a lot to research. Els has played it for a few clubs since moving down to Australia, one of which, Cabramatta, who Carmen represents, moved to Tweed and now at Club Helensvale, where she finds herself.
There we go. There's the goodie that both teams were looking to get. And Ellen's put that in just under a foot from the jack. So Lynn is a real estate agent back in NZ. And she needs to take some real estate on this hand.
Nice by you, Troy. She gave it real estate, but just a little bit too much on it. One more left to come for both her and Els. So Els makes her way down.
Now, if I was these New Zealand girls playing against the class that they are, and they're already 5-1 down, I'd be going, maybe we should be playing the same hand as them. Or at least it's worth a try.
Yep. Look at what they're doing. Because sometimes people get into the mindset of, these guys are good. Maybe we've got to try something different to beat them. But you see what they're doing and what they're getting from that hand. El's looking for this one to try and get down. I'm not sure that it has.
Well, that's where these world-class players soon pick out very quickly what hand they'd prefer to play. So if I'm playing against them and I see them favouring that hand, I'm thinking, well, I should probably be having a look out there as well.
Yep, where the tracks are and all that sort of stuff. This is a little bit overweighted from Lynn Martin. So Alan and Carmen move ahead by one more. 6-1 after 4 ends. We're playing to 18 here, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hours and 15 minutes is the time limit. Started this one at 11:45, so got until 2 o'clock.
Carmen asking for some instruction from Ellen on where she wants the mat. So on my previous point for our new bowlers out there, it's you know, if you're playing pennant or in a competition and you're playing away from home and you're playing against the team on their home green and you're leading, it's always a good idea to have a look at what hand your lead is playing, because they'll tend to know the rinks very well. They'll know which is the easier hand to play, so always a good idea to maybe start on the same hand as the home team.
Six-1 after 4. Very handy start for the 2023 finalists. Fell in agonising fashion against Natasha Van Eldik and Genevieve Delves, who have got form at the Australian Open. I think Tash was involved in the singles this year, the women's singles. Checked the draw and her name wasn't in there, so very interesting.
Got Tash in my profile picture on Facebook, actually.
Oh, do you?
Snagged a photo with her at the Com Games back when they were here on the Gold Coast.
Very nice.
In between games.
She won 2 gold medals that year. Triples and fours. Beck Van Ash and Carla Krasanik, also 2-time gold medalists. With Alan Fife and Aaron Wilson, they all hold the record. Carmen Anderson looking to push this one in.
Well, she's showing already her ability to be able to correct, and that's what the game's about. You can't bowl a toucher every bowl. It's about having great feel with your body, with what you've delivered, and being able to correct from there. She's putting on a great display of that at the moment. As we can see there, that's nearly the widest line that's been played on that hand, and it's still nearly come back to the centre line.
Got a message from the great Michael Hollywood Sorensen, who was my commentary partner last year, Troy, and he's wishing you a very happy birthday.
Thank you, Hollywood.
G'day to you, Hollywood, wherever you're watching from. We miss you. Hopefully we get to see you throughout this Australian Open.
He's coming off a very busy period with BQ, having
district
sides and then states following it straight after, doing a terrific job in his role with BQ on the events side of things. And a good support to me coming into the role as well. So Sonja there does manage to get her last bowl in the head, so that gives her something. Carmen having a good look at that head as to what might be happening. Carmen's just realised she's in the picture again. That's all right. She's conscious of it now. So again, Ellen's got a nice head to play too. And she's on a nice arc too. Look at this for a bowl. Magnificent.
Well, she might get a call up for the Sydney Swans, because they're not close at the moment. They were on Saturday.
She couldn't do any worse.
But playing against a club that was very subpar.
Anyone would think we'd barracked for Collingwood with the way we're talking about that, Val, and both our teams are pretty ordinary themselves.
It's Collingwood, the envy of the competition at the moment with what they did yesterday. They were bloody good. Speaking of bloody good, Alan Falkner has been doing it for a few decades now on a bowls green.
Slightly on a high line, but it's coming to a good spot. Covers those 3 bowls right in the middle of them, in the middle of that Bermuda Triangle.
Yep. It's funny, though, you watch sports and there are so many animated people out there, and, you know, you've got tennis where you look at the characters like Monfils and Mansour Barami formerly. How's this? Just drifting through. And they're all animated. They all, you know, they've all got this presence about them. They're all characters. That is what Carmen Anderson is to bowls. You watch her, she's animated. I don't think she sits still. Like, if you watch her on the camera here, standing there, moving.
And I tell you what, the stare down that she gives her bowl while she's watching it finish, the bowls are frightened not to do what they're told. She rides every single delivery. She's invested.
The only time she's still is when her teammate is on the mat or her opponent. Ellen Falkner. Not a mile away here. Just drifting under.
So Lynn didn't miss by much with her last bowl. It was good. She gave it a chance. She's got one to sit there at the back for second or peel the shot bowl off the jack. See if she can make that minor adjustment. She's close to this again. Is she going to get down?
Gap again.
Oh. Well, they were 2 good tries, but unfortunately, trying doesn't help you on the scoreboard.
What's the old adage to bring back Star Wars? Do or do not. There is no try. Which sometimes I disagree with. I think you can try your hardest. But unfortunately, if it's to no avail, it can be very frustrating. 1 to Ellen and Carmen again. So 7-1 after 5 ends.
I don't want to hammer on about this, but at this stage of the game, the New Zealand girls have got to get out on the other hand.
Yep.
Because if they keep going the way it is over the next 3 or 4 ends, it could be all she wrote very early on.
Yeah, and that can be demoralising, especially in sectional play when you still need to worry about those margins. You have to keep fighting, and if you're down, 13-1 after 7 or 8 ends, things can get dangerous. And they don't want to. If a number comes, you feel as though the damn wall could very well break.
Carmen out on a beautiful line again. It'll come late. And it's a good start. Approximately 18 inches short of Jack there. Generally speaking, Sonja's line's been quite good. It's just been the finding the right weight, finding that rhythm for the draw shot that she's found difficult so far. As we mentioned on the telecast yesterday as well, playing in this direction, where the ladies are standing on the mat at the moment, it's sheltered by the clubhouse of Broadbeach Bowls Club. And there's not a breath of wind there. And where the jack is down at the other end, it's fully exposed. So this is one of those times where you keep an eye on the flags and what's happening at the other end. Touch wood, we don't want to jinx ourselves, but the wind has not come up yet. We were holding everything down yesterday afternoon.
That was brutal, wasn't it?
Sonja a tad unlucky she didn't get more of that bowl. She would have stayed in the head. But not in a bad position. Ellen happy with that, clapping that one home. Good position at the back of the head. Haven't really seen anything played in anger as yet. Now, this looks to be on a tight line for that hand. So it will be 2 to the Anderson-Falkner combination as they cross over.
They continue to just pepper here, and this is where things can get very dangerous. Shirt is, or jacket's off, Troy.
Beautiful. Let me know if you need to thaw out, boys, and we can swap seats for a few ends.
May need to.
It's actually really nice in the sun.
It did get supremely cold here last year as well, especially towards the evening, sort of similar to yesterday. I remember having to have like 4 layers on one day, and Hollywood was just laughing at me as Alan Falkner puts in another. And then had to deal with that. And also the midgies.
Oh, yep.
And I didn't realise, I thought they were bites. I didn't realise what the midgies were doing to me. I was mortified.
Surprised you didn't bring a hazmat suit up for this year then, mate.
Just gross.
Right, what can Lynn Martin do here? She's close to being in the area. Could she stay on the inside of that bowl? No, she can't. So unfortunately, she's still at least 2 down, likely 3. Familiar delivery of Ellen Falkner.
It's getting to a point where the New Zealanders just need to get a bit of a wriggle on.
Really good encouragement shown by Sonja at the head, clapping Lynn, saying, you can do it.
That's why you may feel demoralised, but your teammate, you just got to be up for your teammate.
I tell you what, she's going to bend in time here. What can she do? Off that bowl. Oh, goodness me.
Keeps finding the gap, doesn't she?
She is stiff there.
But doesn't need to do much more with her next.
Let's look where her bowl finished too.
Yep.
She would have trailed that jack for 2 out there.
Yep.
And would have been difficult for Ellen to get to, so mightily unlucky. But she's got a bowl in a good area, so that'll give her some confidence.
So Ellen Falkner, 1 bowl left of this 6th end. Almost at a third of the way through. Tell you what, time might actually be an issue here this afternoon.
Yeah, with the pace of the greens.
Yep, this
they
one,
may push it.
It's just not going there. They did start a little bit after that 11:45 start time, so that's where things might get tricky.
So can Lynn get one in the same area and just be slightly more lucky and pull that jack for 3? That would be a huge result for them. Not an easy shot.
No. But it's doable, and unfortunately the weight is too great. So, is it still 2 to Anderson and Falkner? I think it might be. 1, 2. Is it 3? Might measure for it.
Looks to be the mint-coloured bowl of Lynn. That's got it. Maybe not. We'll wait for the signal from the other end. We're not getting one. 2. Yeah.
2 it is. So 9-1 after 6 ends to Falkner and Anderson, who continue on their merry way. Things are going well for the Norfolk Island English pair. Talking to Shay Wilson a little bit about Norfolk Island, and apparently no one locks their doors. It's that safe. You can leave anything in your car, have it as a convertible, leave it overnight, won't be taken. That's the sort of community that I love.
I do want to get to Norfolk
So do I.
one day.
Does it count as an overseas trip?
Well, you're going overseas, so...
Yeah, but
Many
also
consider a trip to Tassie as going overseas, mate. Well,
Maybe
even the locals say we're heading to the mainland.
Yeah, maybe we can excommunicate them. Connor's not listening. He is now.
He's off mic at the moment, so Val's taking the opportunity to hammer him.
You said it, not me.
Well, I'm allowed to because I'm a Tasmanian as well,
okay.
so I can be self-deprecating.
True.
Here we go. It's finally happened.
The breeze.
Change of hand.
Oh.
Breeze as well. Good pickup. Now what she needs to do is not get disheartened if the first few are a bit wobbly, because it'll take a couple to adjust, but I think it is a good move to change hand. And they're pumping out the party tunes early at Broadbeach.
I was about to say, yeah, this is like a BPL.
Yeah, we've gone down the Sweet Caroline very early in the day. We're still getting some burrs even at this hour.
And I tell you what, I think they're going to change the name to Sweet Carmelita, because that is great shooting.
Was it the English darts that sort of popularised that sort of party crowd approach to Sweet Caroline? Is that where it originated?
I don't actually know, but it's everywhere now.
Touch of the jack there for Sonja. Unfortunately, makes it a bit harder. Carmen will want to count here and be just behind the head. That'll be the optimal bowl for her team. Right in on the line of the jack to create no target.
Of course, this song is very popular at the Bowls Premier League. On the final night, finals night, we get this one absolutely blasting. And the crowd sings along. The players sing along.
So can Sonja make a correction? I like her line. Can she clear the front? Well, she's a little unlucky there. She gets on the outside of that bowl. She draws it clean. So on the flip side, she's made that switch to that hand, and she's had a pretty good look at it now.
Nine shots to one. Carmen Anderson holding sway at the changeover. Things are looking very promising for the Anderson-Falkner combination, who are playing in their third Australian Open in a row together. Final the first time, wasn't the year that they wanted last year. But they are back for more in 2025. What was the caption before the start of the year? Thrive in 25?
That's it.
Well, that's what they're hoping to do. Are you thriving in 2025?
Absolutely. People ask me how I'm doing it. My response is always the same: living the dream. Yeah,
but that saying will wait till the conclusion of this bowl, because it's coming at a rate of knots. A lot of people say that as a sarcastic response.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know how many people I've spoken to going, oh, how you going? They're like, living the dream.
You tell yourself often enough, because even if the day's not going so well, it's self-talk, mate.
Yep.
You believe it, you make it happen.
Alan Falkner just drifting through.
So we saw weight from Lynn Martin. Is she going to keep that approach? She doesn't have a lot else on, to be fair. Looks like she's on an aggressive line again here. might get down for her.
This is close, but might get the wrong results and still might have kept it down to 1, but I think that's still 2.
Well, it could be deceptive. It could even be 3 still.
Yeah. You tend to favour the jack high ones, and Carmen's having a look at it now.
Is she going to give it away? No,
No.
She's keeping it to herself. Fair enough, too.
Good poker player, Carmen. Although maybe not. Her facial expressions are very telling.
I reckon if she got 4 aces, I reckon you'd be able to tell.
You'd know. There might be a little squeal as well. I'd be a shocking poker player, I reckon. Ellen Falkner, this is looking very handy. Oh, yeah.
It's a great bowl and leaves a hole too. It's a 1-bowl target. So now she's got to make the decision, well, do I try and draw to cut down?
I think you have to. Look, if the jack does come out, it can go to the back of the rink, but it depends how hard you hit it. Because Ellen Faulkner's got one back there as well. So
I wonder if forehand weight is maybe a better option, because at least then if she holds out, she might actually get rid of those 3 wide ones.
Yep.
Or she comes underneath and makes the contact on the shot bowl. If she's going to play weight, it might be better on the other hand.
So Lynn Martin, this is a very big bowl because they're 3 down here at least, which would make it 12 or 13-1. This is what or is she lining up backhand?
I think it's forehand.
No, it is.
Yep.
All right, so controlled weight, not too big. Lynn Martin, what have you got?
She needs to hold.
Surely it's not going to be a gap, is it? Surely it's not going to be the gap, is it? Got one onto her own and spilled it out, and it's still 3. 1, 2, 3, and it is, I believe it was 3. Get that double checked as the scoreboard is updated by Lynn. Made it
Fairly sure it was 3.
10-1, but it's not. That can't be correct. Yeah, she's made it a 3, but I think forgetting that it was 9-1 previously and it hadn't been updated. So 12-1 scoreline.
Yeah, the skip's just conferring on the shots. Could be Lynn might have just forgotten to put that last end on, but previous. See how we go.
No, it's definitely 12. Else will go and update. So Lynn will 1 and 2. There we go. Yep, confirmed. Well done, Alan.
So Lynn and Sonja were both in earlier years pretty fair athletes in the waterfields. So Sonja, an ex-competitive swimmer, and Lynn, in fact, a water polo rep in the 70s and 80s. Now that is a nasty sport, Val, water polo. That is very testy. You watch the underwater work that goes on at the Olympics and things, and I'm glad I'm not out there.
It's brutal, isn't it? And the pools are deep too. You sort of have to keep treading water, keep swimming.
The elbows and knees, and ooh.
Supreme athletes they are.
Yeah, super fit, aren't they? Great physiques on both the men and women that play water polo.
"13 years in the real estate industry as well, Lynn Martin. 20 years of banking experience.
And a good bowl there from Sonja.
husband Nicholas also has been in the real estate game for 25 years plus, so they make an effective team.
So is Carmen having a look at this hand? I could be wrong, but I think the first time in the game that Carmen's been out here.
Mm.
She's on a good line. Look at this coming in. Falls over. Apologies for the stalled video there. But Carmen Anderson has drawn a back resting toucher. It won't take us long to get that sorted for you.
Yeah, Connor's just going to go have a look now. I think it's to do, I'm not sure what's happened, but Connor's just going to go have a look. So a little bit of a radio show here for now. Let's give it a crack, Troy.
Wax lyrical.
Yep, let's see how we go. Commentating radio instead of television pictures. Let's see how we go. Ellen Falkner on the forehand. Now going towards the ditch, and she rolls it out as it rolls very nicely along the rink. Tracking along towards the jack. Still trundling, might need a little bit of a hurry as it comes down, and it's ended up on a very good line, but a couple of feet short that won't affect the count. So just double checking now if Connor has got this right. He's just checking it now for us. Still nothing. And I think I know why it's happened.
Lynn again on a good line, falling about 3 foot behind the head. Doesn't affect the count. Still 1 to the Anderson Falkner team. Ellen probably just on the tight side here. She is, and rolls out of the head. Seem to be back now.
Yep, I've managed to fix it from the end of the desk here.
What can't you do, Val Febo?
No, there's lots.
So good chance here for Ellen to add to this count around 4 feet diameter circle to be able to add another and help drive home the advantage in this game. Carmen's urging it on and she's happy, so I dare say that probably counts, and that probably looks very ugly for Lynn at the other end. It's going to take an awesome draw shot here. And she's decided that's too difficult, so we're going to go for some weight. What can she do? Rumbling up through the head. Makes good contact. Does she drift through too far to get second? She may well have. Carmen having a good hard look at this. And it is just the 1. So Lynn Martin does reduce the count with that last bowl, and it'll be 1 to the Anderson-Falkner combination.
So they continue on their merry way, 13 shots to 1. I did allude before saying that, you don't want it to get to 13-1, and that's exactly what it's gotten to. So...
And we're playing to the halfway mark here, this end as well.
Yep.
So getting to a dire straits situation for the New Zealanders. If they're going to claw this back, they're going to have to start going now, which is going to be no easy task against these two.
So, yeah, I think, I'm not sure exactly what happened with the cameras, but a couple of comments saying that we should use cameras rather than phones. Well, the phones are transportable and they work just as well, so no problems there. I've seen worse happen with cameras, don't you worry about that. And a big thank you to the support as well. A lot of really nice comments coming in for the commentary. So big thank you to everyone that's watching, and we hope you are enjoying. I know we can't please everybody, but hopefully if we're pleasing the majority of people, Troy. It's Troy's birthday. We've got to be nice to him.
I've had a great birthday so far. Where else would I rather be than enjoying the Australian Open with the best seat in the house and watching some great bowls. So Sonja now back out on the wide side of the rink. A few more options out there.
It's been a dominant performance from Anderson and Falkner at the moment. And in the comments, we've got Fiona Hall, the Queen of Mudgery Bar, watching on, saying, tuning in from Mudgee, and happy birthday, Troy. So, Fiona, you are an absolute superstar of a human being.
Yeah, she typifies the heart and soul of clubs, doesn't she, Fiona?
Took the words out of my mouth. And I felt so sorry for her. The World Champs in 2023 did so much great work at Mudgery Bar, and then just a couple of, health issues came in. She couldn't enjoy it, but Fiona, we love what you do at Mudgery Bar. You are an absolute superstar, and we are so glad that you're enjoying the AO. One of the best people in this sport.
Ellen's got a lovely head to play to here. She's got all her own bowls on the right side of the screen as we'll be looking at it. Can arc this in from out wide. Got a terrific line.
She really is. Carmen telling it to keep on rolling, and that's what it does. And look at the way she sort of scampers as well to see if it's a resting touch. I love watching Carmen Anderson go about her business.
Now, if Carmen ever wanted a career change, I reckon she'd be great. You know the New York traffic cops that do all the really extravagant movements? How good would Carmen be in that role? I reckon she'd be awesome. She
would win all the awards, Employee of the Month. Having said that, we could have used her in Madrid a couple of months ago when we were there and the full blackout took place.
I saw your post about that, yeah.
It was a very bizarre day. Didn't help when the plumbing of the building was controlled by electricity, that's for sure. That was a horrific experience.
She's really got to throw this out, Lynn, and let it come home with her Optimas that's really ripping home from out there. She gets nothing for being tight to this head. She's homing in. She's homing in. Oh, wow. She's missed that by a whisker. Carmen indicating they're 2 down at the back. Would like Ellen to go there. Ellen was already ready to go on the mat, so I think she was already awake to that. She's happy with what she's got at the head. She's running for some cover and looks to be tracking pretty well. And that's a good positional bowl.
Perfect. So things are getting a little worrying for this New Zealand pairing. They won this morning, so they do have a win under their belt, but just concerning.
Can she get back to that bowl? Well, she could get second shot out of that.
I think she might have just done so. So they'll take one out, Ellen Falkner's toucher, and just the one. So she has limited the count, but the problem is it's 14-1 at the halfway mark, and things are starting to get dire. They're fighting grimly. You know, they're not conceding. Haven't conceded anything bigger than a 3, so you know that's something, but it does make it all the more challenging.
Well, I think the difference between this game and the one that we saw previous is that Lynn and Sonja have never been in a position where they've been able to hold the ascendancy in an end. They haven't had one right on it where they've forced Carmen and Ellen to have to do something to wrest the shot back, and they haven't been able to apply any level of pressure on them. So Sonja's the key here to try and apply some earlier pressure and force the very accomplished duo of Anderson and Falkner to do something tremendous. So Ellen, very particular about where she wanted Carmen to put the mat. Been very diligent around that. Very specific around where she wants it. Good clear direction to a teammate. And we've talked previously about it's not just the length of the end that you want to control, it's the placement of the jack, where that finish on in the last few yards of the bowl of where you want the jack to be, because it can differ throughout the green.
One is going to go to the back of the rink, control the respot. It's been really enjoyable day so far. The middle session, this has probably been the biggest margin we've seen in this 11:45 session at the AO on Rinkside Live. Every other match has been close, so maybe we are in for another twist, Troy. Of course, you'll have to stay with us to find out. If not, you're watching some world-class bowling from Carmen Anderson and Ellen Falkner. Tell you what, Connor Munnings has been taking some photos with his camera, and he's got some rippers of Carmen. Might have to post those on social media.
We can quite clearly say that this has been the loosest start from Carmen in the entire game. So this is an opportunity for Sonja here to get one nice and close. Plenty of room. She's out on a good line for this hand. Has she made the weight correction? It's coming home. Oh, and there's the one they wanted. Look at that. Magnificent. Burnside Bolo will be going off right about now. They'll be happy with that one.
Yep. We hope you're watching at the Burnside Bolo. Maybe we can get on a junket there next year for the Burnside pairs.
That'd be good.
Actually, in fairness, I might be on leave working at the tennis, so might be a little difficult. Carmen screaming at her bowl.
I tell you what, it'll get a stern talking to when she gets down the other end, because it hasn't behaved. She's still one down.
You could just hear a huge come on from the mat. It's so great to watch. I love the passion. She'd be exhausted by the end of the day today.
I don't know how she's not exhausted after one game.
It's like me when I watch Richmond.
I tell you what, Sonja's out in that good area that she needs to be again. Since
they've changed hands, they have been a little bit more competitive in the heads. Speaking of junkets, Troy, you and I reckon need to go on a junket to Laguna Beach Bowling Club, where Mary Speece is watching from in the comments. I was speaking to an American recently. They said that they played, or someone that had played bowls in America and from California. I said, was it at Laguna Beach? And they said, yes. How did you know? And I said, I've got my connections. Don't you worry.
Well, I tell you what, Mary, I reckon Val and I'd work for no pay. We'd just do some fundraising to get us over there. We are there.
Yep.
Can Ellen get off that bowl? Well, she does, but she doesn't get enough of it.
Mary, of course, was here in 2023 for the World Bowls Championships representing the United States of America. Won the World Champion of Champions in 2023 as well, the USA.
Now, Lynn, she's out in a good area too. She just needs to be careful here. No, it's okay. Still only the one, however. Carmen Anderson's bowl right on the centre line is second at this stage. Nice head to play to for Ellen though. She'd have a good look at that from the mat. She's got some back bowls to bowl to.
Ellen Falkner, what have you done here?
Can it fall over?
Needs
to fall over.
Spectacular.
Yep.
Spectacular from Ellen Falkner. Yeah, Anne Nunes won the World Champion of Champions in 2023. Almost went back-to-back last year as she was looking to become the first female ever to do that. Fell to Millika Nathan from Tonga in the final. Tonga winning their first ever medal at the tournament. Of course, Lainey McGorman from Australia was the bronze medal getter. Lee Schreiner winning it on the men's side of things, becoming the first two-time champion at the competition in the men's side of things, joining Joe Edwards as the only other player ever to achieve that feat.
Ellen looks to be on a very similar track to her second bowl.
Falls over as well. Probably not in the count, but she is on a run at the moment, Ellen Falkner, isn't she?
Well, at this stage of the game, she's going to have to just play up to this head and hope for a good result. Squirt the jack out somewhere.
So, time for Lynn Martin to try and get them back on the board. They only scored in the second end. That's the only time they've netted anything. We're on N10 now, so it's been a long time between drinks. Jeffrey Watson tuning in from Hollywood Hospital in Perth. The comments, hope you're doing okay, Jeffrey, and hopefully all is all right and you'll be home soon. Glad we can keep you company.
Lynn has got a chance just to get to the inside of her own and fall down, and that will be enough for shot. It's about getting this one in the right area.
Not sure she has.
It's just slightly on the high line, isn't it?
Yeah, she took her real estate.
She did indeed.
Out there, the realtor of many years. I think we are going to get a little measure here to see what the total is. But I'm favouring one to Ellen Falkner. Sydney Swans hence Light Dreamline XG. And we are wrong.
Well, there you
They're
go.
back on the board.
Well,
finally.
I'm sure the New Zealand pair were playing that head as one down. So
I'm genuinely shocked.
So there you go. Well, they'll take it for sure.
They needed it. 14-2 is the score in favour of Anderson and Falkner. Desperately required end there. It's getting a bit worrisome for them.
Sonja's trying to stretch this one right out, and she's done a good job. She's kept the jack on here.
Oh, I think we've just had an issue with the camera here. Fix this up for you. Connor Munning's doing a great job behind the scenes.
Straight onto it.
Connor has taken to this like a duck to water, giving us his special comments and working behind the scenes. It's definitely not easy to do.
So unfortunately for Sonja, she's gone swimming with the first one. Still plenty of room for her to correct here. Concerned about the line on this one because it's going to keep tracking and keep going and going and going. We've got an invading wrong bias coming across from the other rink, but we've escaped any calamity there. Now I was just having a look at the camera for us, ladies and gents, so bear with us. Should be rectified very quickly. Sonja comes down with her third. It's looking better than the others, but it's still going to trail under the head a little. So it looks to me that Carmen is still holding shot. Do have an active side camera working here, so and we're back online. Now Carmen's nearly laying on the ground, urging this one on. She's got it there. So in fact, looking at that angle, Sonja had actually gotten the shot with her last bowl, but Carmen, of course, with her last there, coming in and resting back the shot. So what can Lynn Martin do here? It's finding it a little hard to hold them back. Tremendous line. But she too is going to go swimming. Falkner, another lovely track. She's going to get good contact on that bowl. That's well played. Played that with lovely weight. Class showing there, giving her bowl a good chance. Now this is better from Lynn. This is much better from Lynn.
What she got? Treacling, trying. Tantalisingly close. Still one to Carmen Anderson's bowl. Ellen Falkner will be playing in the fours with Christina Van Nierop, Ellen Fife and Brianna Smith, making the final in 2023, losing to Olivia Cartwright, Chloe Stewart, Caitlin Inch and Lara Butler. Very handy fours team, that one.
Absolutely.
It's funny, those four always wear the same outfit as well, which is great to see.
Matchy matchy.
Yep, always in the KM56 gear. And just overshot there from Lynn Martin.
Have a few ends to play, you'd almost say an unassailable position now for the Faulkner-Anderson combination. Have full control of this match.
So after this match at 2:30 p.m, in an hour and 20 minutes, we've got Elise Anderson and Christine Baxter up against Sheena's SMYTH. Is it Smythe? And Debbie Jackson of New Zealand. So that's who we've got after this. (2:30 p.m. local time, an hour and 20 minutes. So check your local guides. There's one in the end to the Anderson-Faulkner combination. So 15-2 is the scoreline. Back to regular proceedings. So no real massive totals scored at the moment. Just a 1-3, 2 3s coming to Ellen and Carmen. But they've been clinical, this pairing. Across the 14 completed, getting ahead of myself, across the 11 completed ends. But I dare say we're not going to finish this one off on time.
So Carmen, despite being 13 shots ahead, she is still hunting every single bowl she puts down and riding it all the way down to the other end. She doesn't know any other way.
No.
You know you're getting hungry when you see a couple of sausage jogs go past and think, go a hot dog right now. Some cheese, onion, mustard, tomato sauce.
Now, see, I'm a hot dog with mustard and that's it.
Oh,
Nice and plain. Please don't eat the dog.
I'm very disappointed with your culinary exploits, Val.
I'm an enigma.
Ever done Brazilian barbecue?
Oh my God.
Get the meat sweats.
Yep.
Great place in Surface for that.
Where?
I'm pretty sure it's still open. I had a birthday party there a few years back.
I've been to the one in Sydney that is just to die for. It's absolutely sensational. But the problem is well, Carmen Anderson, that is also to die for. But I've eaten myself into an absolute food coma. Almost like it was the last meal I was ever going to eat.
Well, the meat sweats are a real thing. My nephew got them. He went really white.
Yep.
And was not well. He ate so much meat.
But it's funny, though. They bring you everything. Meat, I'm not fussy. I will eat whatever you put in front of me. Even the chicken heart that
I was going to say, chicken hearts are the best.
Yeah, they were really good. But the chicken wrapped in bacon, like, Connor's sitting here next to us, almost gagging because he's a vegetarian.
Oh, sorry, Connor. I shouldn't have brought up Brazilian barbecue.
But, yeah, it's definitely not a vegetarian's friend, but
No.
I've got to find a good place in Melbourne, actually, if there is one.
And we've got a Victorian viewer who can put a recommendation in the comments for people.
Where's this? Spee Churrasco, 61A Beckett Street, Melbourne.
And Ellen adds another one to the count. Gets onto the inside of that bowl nicely.
There we go, seating times for 2 hours.
You're sending them the invoice, Val?
No, but I'm definitely going to be going there, don't worry. Or you can eat Brazilian barbecue. Where's this one? I really should be watching what's going on in front of me instead of researching places for dinner in Melbourne.
Lynn was in the zone, but just ducked under the head, so the march forward continues here for Ellen and Carmen. And Ellen has got that exactly where the jack is tracking back. Splits the two back bowls of the opposition. Could not have placed it there better. They've only got one bowl in the head, but at this stage, they've got to throw caution to the wind and have a bit of fun at the very least. Well, what's going to happen here? Well, that's a pretty good result, really. Back to one down. And she does give herself a chance now to be able to play that bowl out of the head clean. So we'll see what Ellen decides to do. She flops down on that shot bowl on her forehand. She probably makes it back to 3. It's on a nice angle to Carmen's other bowl there at 4 o'clock.
It's been a supreme performance from Ellen Falkner and Carmen Anderson. They will be ecstatic with this and their shots up. We'll take a meteoric rise. They're already plus 15.
She was so close to playing that perfectly then. Just needed a touch more weight to reach that bowl.
And yeah, you add the 13 from this, and that's plus 28 after 1.5 games. If you told them that at the start of the day, they'd be pretty happy. Is that a question? Do we talk bowls? On the comments? Not sure. There's been a few things where we've drifted off. All of that is very close from Lynn Martin, and I reckon she might have made one there.
Yep.
Stunning delivery.
Close to making two.
Lovely from Lynn.
They're going to have a look at the second.
Might as well. Scrounge as many shots as you can.
Could double their score here.
Yeah, when you have 2 hours and 15 minutes, you tend to drift off a little bit, but I'd like to think we've spoken mostly about bowls.
Oh, they're actually measuring back for the actual shot here.
Oh, this would be cruel.
Oh, no.
They have got it. They have got it. Lynn Martin, 2 of the last 3 ends now going the way of the New Zealand pair. 15-3 is the scoreline. It's after 12 ends, so we're 2/3 of the way through. Not sure we're going to hit the time limit here with, 42 minutes left on the clock. Be touch and go as to whether we get that last end in, and a drastic change of a length here.
Well, they might as well try something, hey? We haven't had anything super short. Matt's not right up. There's still a good 12 feet to the minimum mark with where the mat's been placed. But still significantly shorter. I'll have a battle here to hold them back because it's, especially down on this ditch side, they are rolling on very nicely. Sonja turns her back on that one pretty quickly.
Carmen Anderson jumped back on. Her bowl was holding sway pretty much for the entirety of that last end.
Classic shooter stance on the mat.
And her shooting has been pretty accurate all day. That's another good one.
Hefty correction required here from Sonja. Often what happens when you've gone tight is you go long trying to correct the line with the next, and that's what's happened here. Tend to get into that habit of pushing out to the line it needs to be, and you tend to overplay it a little. Oh, Carmen not happy there. Stepping back. Carmen's a perfect example of what we've spoken about a couple of times, Val, about delivery of a bowl, not necessarily classical, but it's being able to repeat it. I don't think you'd proactively teach a new person to that sort of jerky pullback motion that she has when she releases the bowl, but it works for her, and that's all that matters.
Yep.
She can repeat it time after time.
If it's repetitive, it's okay. If you're doing something different every time, then, well, that's recipe for disaster. She's just riding everything. It's great. I love the passion.
She wants it to hold on.
It's trying, or doesn't want to squirt that jack back. The wind. Els is laughing. She is one of the characters of this sport, Carmen Anderson.
I've seen bowls sort of flying through the head here, so she'll be hopefully conscious of that. I'm not sure if that was an intentional weighted shot or not, but...
oh, it could have been very dangerous, the way that she was almost getting that jack. That...
yeah, slice on that
yeah,
wasn't great.
That could have been...
full would have been okay.
Yeah. But it was looking more like a slice rather than anything. Ellen's just going to cut underneath here.
She sort of cuts that shot off too, unless Lynn wants to pay sort of biggish weight, but that's going to switch her over by the looks.
Received her MBELs from Prince William, as I said off the top, just before coming out to Australia, which is such a wonderful honour to receive it from one of the members of the royal family. This bowl, well, that's royalty, but gives Els a bit of a target.
Great shot, Lynn Martin. Got the perfect result on the sit there.
And speaking of targets, well, she hit it, but just couldn't quite finish it off. Opportunity for Lynn to pop another one in if she can.
Really critical for Lynn. She needs to at least get third shot here, because otherwise Ellen's going to look for that bowl.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's coming. Oh,
Needs
no,
to
she
be
doesn't.
careful.
She doesn't want to do this. Oh, no.
And so disgusted there, she picked the mat up early. And then to rub salt into the wound, she realised that Ellen's got another one to come.
Yep. She's so used to having sort of last bowl. They've only won the 3 ends. And this one is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. This is going to be a collect.
She may only be one down.
Yeah, come to think
potentially.
of it. Those
It's
2
hard to
back
tell.
ones of Carmen. Well, it's going to be 2 now.
Oh, it's got a long way to travel yet. It does bend a lot on that hand. It hangs on.
So definitely 2. Is that what it's staying at? 3 kicked out. Didn't quite see that. It was only the 2. So 17-3 is the score. We've played 13 ends here. We've got 5 more to complete. Ellen saying to Carmen Anderson, just give me the same. And we've got 5 ends to go. 35 minutes to complete those 5. Not 100% sure that we are going to complete it. Tell you what, I am getting a little famished getting to that time of the day. This has been an exemplary performance from the world champions. 29 years they've been doing it for. Carmen's still competing for the Norfolk Island, which is just incredible.
Wind just starting to gust up.
Yes.
Does a good job here because it's holding her bowl for her.
Not a bad startup. You can just hear the snap of a camera, and you can just see Connor next door just trying to get Carmen's mannerisms.
Looks like Carmen doesn't want anything to do with that bowl, so she's switching over. I am looking forward to getting out on these greens on Thursday. It's starting to run absolutely beautifully. Probably pushing close to 16 seconds now, the green.
Mm-hmm.
It's at least a good 15 and a half.
Oh, Troy, you can only, when you're in the draw, they've got to put you at the premier venues, and no wonder you're playing here.
So looks like Carmen is making a good correction here. This is coming from the scoring zone.
It's the Carmi Army. A couple of claps there. The Barmy Army won't have anything to sing about in the World Test Championship final.
Well, they're not even there to begin with.
Exactly right.
Mind you, they hate us Australians so much they'll probably go there to barrack for South Africa.
Yeah.
We've had enough players represent the English team over the years, haven't they?
Oh yeah, Tony Gregg, I think.
Kevin Peterson.
Yep, Jonathan Trott. Was Andrew Strauss born in South Africa as well?
He was.
Yep. Ben Stokes from New Zealand. Get your own team.
International 11.
Yep, get your own team, England. A couple of Irish people. Owen Morgan, their World Cup winning captain, was Irish. Very good commentator, though, actually, Owen Morgan. Love listening to him. Alan Falkner, what have you got?
She's looking to add to the pain here, and she's going to.
Yeah, this is... And if you Lynn, those first three bowls of Sonja just hurt. Nothing past the jack, all grouped well, but all short. And Lynn's overcorrecting here.
Well, I guess she gives herself a back bowl
Yeah.
at least.
It's something to work with. The backist, so if she wants to go big, she can try and get the respot, but the problem is I don't see how you can really get to that jack hard. Alan Falkner just wants this to get back to the centre line. Oh, yes. That's in. A brilliant spot.
Yeah.
That is a superb bowl from Alan Falkner. It's covered a weighted shot, and it's counted in there. They're currently holding 4 or 5. So now it's got to be a dead draw here for Lynn Martin.
Concerned about a weight again.
Track. If it keeps going, oh boy.
Yeah, they're just rolling on.
I don't know if I'm favouring. I'm not sure if it's 5. I'm sure Ellen's going to oblige and pop in another one here.
If you're not on the dribble, 3 foot out, you're in trouble.
Oh, she's going around the back here, Ellen. Controlling the respot. I don't know if that was the right move, but look, they're both world champions. They know a hell of a lot more than me. They're obviously seeing something that we're not.
Probably keeping in good habits too for later rounds where you've got to think strategically about your heads.
Oh, I think she might have cut this down here, Lynn Martin. That is a pivotal bowl.
Can she fall over? She does.
One taken out. Well, they were 4 or 5 down here. It's 2, 3, so cut down to 3. Still one of the biggest collects of the match. And it is 20-3 now in favour of the Norfolk Island English combination. 5 from the last 2 ends. So 4 ends to play. 28 minutes to complete them. It'll be close. All we have to do is get that jack rolled for the last end and we can complete it. There was a fours game last year where the Hooter wasn't heard by the combatants and actually started playing the last end when they shouldn't have. So had to get a couple of umpires out here to tell them to stop.
It's hard to miss JR's hooter.
It is. It's very loud. 20-3. Danger for the New Zealand pairing.
Carmen just keeps on keeping on. That's exquisite bowling. So for the Burnside girls, you take your lessons from playing games like this, and this is part of the experience of the Australian Open.
And they've already won a game today. So, you know, when you're in a section like this, it's always tough because you look at it and you say, all right, we'll give ourselves a chance, but odds are we may not be getting through. So let's just play as well as we can, stay positive, enjoy the day.
Carmen out on a lovely line again. She's wanting it to finish, and it does. The bowls listen to her more often than not, don't they, Val?
Well, I would too. If Carmen told me what to do, I think I'd listen. All she has to do is give you the stare down.
Yeah. What can
Sonja
do here?
Spill something.
There you go.
Probably still one down in fairness, but it's a better one.
Oh, it's a much better head for them now. Carmen's going to switch over. Not liking that front bowl there, which is probably fair enough. What a terrific change of hand. Showing all the skills. Sonja now, not on a bad line. She may have overplayed this a bit though. Fortunately goes into the ditch. So of course we have a mixture of women's and men's pairs happening today around the Gold Coast, with 15 clubs participating. If you're in the area, there's plenty of good bowls to go and have a look at. We love having you with us, but nothing beats the atmosphere of being here live. Well, the girls can't do anything wrong here. Great result there for Ellen off that bowl. Lynn will be concerned with the line of this one. The Optimist taking a lot of grass out there on that hand. Lynn to draw the shot here. She's almost going to be needing to come sideways in from those jack high bowls. That's the sort of angle that it's taking in. Needs the jack. Good effort. So looking to add a fourth, Ellen Falkner. Goes whizzing by. So needs to take a lot more grass than what she has been on this end, Lynn. She needs to throw it right out.
Has she done that?
Well, she's
her weight is powering. It's trying to get back. Hits Els out. Probably one down, but a good effort.
good save.
So 3 ends to go. 21-3 in favour of Anderson and Falkner. Continuing on their merry way. They have not lost, well, they've only lost 3 ends in this match, all singles, so they've at least been second shot in every single end that we've played. And 21 minutes to go. Carmen Anderson had the mat on the wrong line. Oh, look at this. Stewie White from Moama walks in. Gonna lay down the red carpet for him. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing very well, thank you. Lovely to be here. Lovely to see you all. Great work so far.
Giving us a great work pep talk. We put him in the preview article. Make sure that everyone knew who Stewie was. Stewie, of course, one of the brains trusts behind the Junior BPL Challenge. Great initiative for the junior stars of the sport to get a taste of BPL and BPL Cup action. He's a great man. So 18 shots, the difference mathematically possible to tie, but I think it's well and truly the case that Els and Carmen are going to win this match.
Well done, Sonja. That's a good bowl. Fortunately, the New Zealand pair just haven't been able to do that often enough to put any real pressure on Carmen and Ellen. Sonja double up here. A beautiful line. Just a few too many Wheaties. So plenty of room here for Sonja. She's got about an 8-foot diameter circle to add another. And this is out where they sell the pies, as they say, in the outer. And it comes home nicely for a counter.
Certainly does. So, holding 2. Problem is, they need to score 6, 6 and 6. I don't see that happening. course, no killed ends, so it's all respot, makes it all the more difficult, but this has just been a supreme performance from the Norfolk Island English combination.
Well, Ellen will actually be probably pleased to be able to play it under a little bit of pressure.
Yeah.
Because probably hasn't had a lot based on the score lines from the first game either. And there's going to come a time in this championship where she's going to be asked to play some big bowls.
Unless they are that dominant, which is never the case at an AO. Barry Lester is of the opinion that these tournaments are the hardest to win in the world. Yes, World Championships and Com Games gold medals have the aura and the illustrious name next to them, but sometimes the matches you're not getting you're not close half the time. There's a lot of matches where you get through in the sectional rounds. Once you get through the sectional rounds into the knockout rounds, you could play against 6 people that are in the high performance setup or have been deep in these tournaments, national champions, state championships. They are very difficult to win. Els is going to crash into her own. How much is she going to roll it up? Not sure.
Not enough, I don't think. I think it's still 2 to the New Zealand pairing.
If they can get a multiple late in this stage,
be nice for them.
Yeah, they'd be happy.
And done enough, I think.
For 3. But not enough to win, I don't think. I don't know if there's a possibility for a 6 here.
It goes to show you how wide that draw line is out there, because it might look like Ellen's front bowl's in the way, but it's not. The draw line is around that bowl.
Or underneath it. Or underneath it. Alan Falkner.
Oh, wow.
And that's the game. Completely sealed. Carmen says, well done.
I tips me hat.
Yep. That was a curtsy. A curtsy for Alan Falkner, MBE. Too good. Too strong. And final bowl of this end coming through. Can it be another one to the New Zealand pairing? She's got the jack and it pinballs right onto Carmen Anderson's bowl. Some wry smiles around, but one more to Anderson and Falkner. 22 to 3. 2 ends to play. So we will get the final ends in 14 minutes, 15 to complete this contest. So all they have to do is roll the jack for the final end, and that is going to happen. We're going at about 7 minutes an end.
Yeah, they reckon the rough guide, it's about a minute for every bowl that's on the green.
Yeah, that's true. Minute for the jack, minute for the bowls. You're a smart man, Troy. You got there before I even said it.
So despite it being a work day here on the Gold Coast, the crowd has definitely built up from after the first game. No doubt will build up again for the afternoon. Of course, we have another women's pairing coming up in the next live stream.
It's now mathematically impossible for Falkner and Anderson to lose. Or, sorry, to even tie, to be caught. Had a couple of people in the comments asking about the maths there. Nope, I was right. It could have been tied. So there was no chance of them losing, but now they can't be caught at all. I think they've got the score wrong there, unless there was a... This is why I need markers, Troy.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have Mitchie out there.
Yeah, because the score on the board says 21 to 3. I've got 22.
They are an end short, I think, maybe.
Aha, they are. That is correct. The signals have been good, though. That's what I like. We need clear signals from the players. 4s is when it gets really murky.
Lots of bodies in the way.
Oh, shocking.
And the men are the worst for it because they're a bit nonchalant about the signalling with shots.
So really good start here from Sonja. Carmen wanting it to get down. It's not going to. So game over here. We know it's going to be a Falkner-Anderson win. It'll be 2 from 2 with a very healthy shot difference. Ticking along rather nicely.
Another good bowl angling in here for Sonja.
Yeah, nice leading. Nice leading.
So for the first time in this game, they're actually holding 3 on the changeover.
Very impressive. They haven't really dipped their mentality. They've kept trying, which, you know, it'd be easy to get demoralised, that's for sure.
Oh, Ellen playing with weight here. First time we've seen her have a fair dinkum crack.
And she has...
Oh, and look where her bowl's trailing back to.
Right to the respot.
Wow. That is a supreme result. Absolutely supreme result. Gets the straightener down the line to go with making the contact with the jack in the first place. And what can Lynn do? She's tracking in nicely. She's got the jack. There you go.
Nicely played.
Gets the shot back.
Toe-to-toe.
Bit of a wry grin from Lynn. I think she knew that was maybe a little lucky. Wasn't exactly what she was playing for, but she got it.
You're not always going to get it 100% of the time, and you'll take them. You're not going to say, oh, you know what, have the shot back. It's like a let cord in tennis. When it clips the net and just goes over, you apologise, but inside you're dancing.
Val, you get so many in this game that don't go for you. You take every one that does.
Ellen Falkner, Carmen Anderson saying, all hail Queen Ellen.
Well, that's just magnificent bowling. Drive to draw. 16-second green, blustery conditions. That is elite.
We need... Next time we stream Carmen Anderson, we need Carmen Cam.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Just to keep a camera on her the entire day.
We need her in a little inset.
Yeah. Just to show all the little movements.
We can get those AI cameras now that you can track on a specific object.
It's insane.
And it just follows them.
Has she done it again?
She needs to just touch that bowl to stop her. Is it going to go in?
No.
Oh, that's nearly hanging off the lip of the ditch there.
A portion of that bowl is looking into the sand.
The water's cold and it's tiptoeing back.
Yeah.
So it does beat the toucher that's in the ditch. So they're 2 down.
I think it's just going to stay at 1 unless this is going to knock it into the ditch. Oh, it's close. It's fallen out the wrong way. Definitely 1. And it is 2. So Ellen Falkner skipping beautifully.
Well, they were 3 class bowls from Ellen.
They sure were. Very impressive. 24-2 is the score. 24-3, sorry. 1 end to play So we'll get them all in, the full allotment of 18. And Falkner and Anderson, after being runner-up 2 years ago, they are flexing their muscle, wanting to go one better in 2025. Final end ensuing. And I reckon we'll complete it right on the buzzer to finish this one off. We've got one more game at 2:30 today. That'll go, I reckon, right up until 4:45 as well.
Good starter again from Carmen.
Very impressed with how she's played today, that's for sure. She's been great.
I think she's had 2 loose ends the whole time. On a quickish green. It's a great effort. What can Sonja do here? Well, she's gone through a tad, but it's at least behind. Don't want to jinx us, but we're at 2 o'clock now, and we haven't had the breeze really come up too badly yet.
Why would you say that?
I'm still just in the short sleeve shirt, sitting in the sun. Things looking good at this stage.
Oh, you've broken my heart.
Sonja, she's thrown it out there, and the Optima will come home a long, long way. And she does it.
The breeze just picks up as you say that, Troy.
You're welcome. Well, I can be a bit smart because I've still got 2 extra layers I can put on it from this point. I think you're at max capacity already, aren't you, Val?
I haven't taken a layer off. Thank God I'm not in Melbourne at the moment. Carmen Anderson with her last bowl of the day. What have you got? Something special. Number 1. Her job is done. And they have won, but margin still yet to be determined. It's 21 shots at the moment. They won their first by 15, so they've improved that. They've only lost 3 ends, and they've only conceded a combined total of 10 shots so far. Now, I want to bring an update. I've just been sent a message from Clive Adams, and I want to bring an update to the pairs section that consisted of Jack McShane and Joseph Clark and Aaron Sheriff and Aaron Tees. Now, I think the defending champions might have just done something. Bring you that score very shortly.
Couple of bowls in the area there, but no change to the head. So any trails makes it even better for Ellen. She won't do it this occasion. One of the very, very rare loose bowls that we've seen from her. To be fair, she's probably just about clocked off in her mind. So last bowl for Ellen Falkner.
She's done a power of work today.
Carmen still as keen as she was at the start of the game, urging it on. So can the girls from Burnside finish on a positive note here?
I can tell you, Joseph Clark and Jack McShane have beaten Aaron Sheriff and Aaron Tees 21-14. They need to win their last match against Josh and Thomas Vlahos to go through and knock out the 2023 runners-up.
Thanks for that update, Val, because I know a lot of people have been looking forward to that clash.
So, didn't quite get the final total there.
I think it was 1 to Carmen.
1. So there it is. That'll be a 25-3 victory for Alan Falkner and Carmen Anderson. Absolutely brilliant. And we're going to wrap things up. They were fantastic in their clash against Sonja, Churton and Lynn Martin. Brilliantly done. Troy, thank you very much.
Thank you, Val. We didn't get the tight tussle we wanted, but we did get a chance to see two legends of the game.
We certainly did, and we'll be back in half an hour's time for the final clash of the day between Elise Anderson and Christine Baxter up against Sheena Smythe and Debbie Jackson. From Val Febo and Troy Corber, it's bye for now.